What's up, party people? Big weekend in wrestling. We have Rampage Grand Slam. We have news from Japan out of G1 Climax. We have Impact news and much more. This is Total Spotfest.
1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome back to Total Spotfest. I am JJ Brownlee. That right there is Jamie Faulkner. We are here to give you the wrap-up of what's been going on over the past weekend. Lots of good wrestling going on. We have AEW Rampage Grand Slam. Night 2, well, extension of Night 1, let's put it that way, of the mega show, which ironically has gotten much more buzz online than an actual pay-per-view from WWE this past weekend. We're not going to talk about, what was it? Extreme Rules, with no extreme matches.
It was Extreme Buckle Destruction.
Yeah.
Or Top
Yeah,
Rope.
they had,
yeah.
they had to find a way for the Demon to lose, I guess, and save face, so they did something stupid. Of course they did something stupid. Oh no, we did not watch Extreme Rules. If that's what you're tuning in to check out, if we talk about that pay-per-view, here it is. 5 title matches, 0 change hands. Big E, your WWE champion, was in a 6-man tag, and you had the Demon Finn Balor, according at least what I saw on Twitter, goes up to do a coup de grace, and the whole top rope collapses. So, yeah, there's that. And they make fun of the exploding barbed wire death match. But, all right, I digress. Anyway, we do have Rampage we're going to talk about. We have more G1 goodness action happening from New Japan. Some news about our local promotion, Journey Pro, potentially. We don't know. And a very good impact from this past week. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. If you are watching us on YouTube, give us a comment down below to join the conversation. Hit that like button while you're down there, and subscribe if you want to hear more. You can definitely get in touch with us if you want to join the conversation at any time on Twitter. That is at Total Spotfest. And so I'll put this out there because as of today, the 28th of September, it should be up and live. It is, I'm going to do a cool graphic here. www.totalspotfest.com.
Boom.
Please check out our website, bookmark it. We got the episodes are all listed on there if you want to listen to the episodes. You can also get some more information about us, but probably the most exciting thing, and I hope to God it's live by the time this recording goes out, is our merch table. We've shown that we have some merch. We are selling shirts. We got some cool things which we're going to be, we'll dive into them in a later episode, specifically a couple of them. But you can check them out ahead of time there. Let us know what you think. So go check out www.totalspotfest.com.
Can't wait. We got a merch table. We're official.
We got a merch table.
We're official.
We're officially a t-shirt company. All right.
Let's go. Our shirts are pretty funny. I like it.
Right. So we'll let you, we got one we're saving. You'd be able to go on the website and see it very clearly, right? But we're going to actually talk about it. We were supposed to do today's episode is supposed to be with a couple guests. And there's some unfortunate circumstances that prevented them from being able to make the recording time. Nothing serious, nothing to worry about or whatever. Just, hey, some stuff happens, right? So we're working on rescheduling that. That should in the near future. We hope to have some those guests on here, and there is a shirt that correlates with that. We'll explain a lot more when we do get them on the podcast for you guys. So go check it out. How's your weekend, Jamie?
Busy, very busy.
You had little Lordess Fartleroy had her prom, right?
It was homecoming.
Homecoming.
Megan 3 Belts had homecoming, yes.
Hashtag not my champion.
Well, she kind of is.
That might be a shirt. Who knows? I could make that into a shirt.
Just saying.
We shall see. I'll see. So yeah, so you had busy with homecoming and stuff all weekend.
Yeah, so Friday night we had something going on. I had poker Friday night, and then Saturday was that. And then my dad came over, and then also Megan had
Oh yeah.
softball, and then Sunday was watching the Chiefs turn it over 4 times. Didn't quite get that, but whatever. We'll figure it out.
Hey, at least they showed up to play football. I don't know what that team in black in Pittsburgh was this weekend.
You don't have a running game because you don't have an offensive line that can block for the run. But whatever.
Oh no, we have a running game. It's just one man going up against an entire defense is not a very productive running game. Considering everything, Najee Harris was a stud. Listen to this one stat here. He's gotten hit behind the line of scrimmage on 70% of his rushing carries. That's bad.
Yeah.
Bad. And anyway, we're not going to talk about football because we did not have a great football weekend, but there was a good wrestling weekend. Unfortunately, I didn't get to Overland Park on Saturday. It was Dynamic Wrestling Federation's inaugural show. Yes, we had tickets. Jamie had already told me that he was not going to be able to make it. I was going to try and find somebody to go with me, and then I'm not going to lie, other things came up, and by the time I remembered about it, it was like, oh crap, that's starting in half an hour. I'm not driving all the way down. I had a bunch of stuff. I was doing things with my dad and my stepmom, and just so it didn't happen. I did see on the Twitters that the inaugural DWF champion is, of course, one Mr. Jeremy.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Of course, yeah. Our own Midwestern belt collector.
He is.
So it's a good looking belt too. It's very classic looking. No offense to St. Louis Anarchy, the Gateway Heritage belt definitely is. It's one of those like printed belts, right?
Yeah.
It's it's good. It's a good design. It's just it is what it is. This one here is kind of a more classic style, but it's an actual like cast belt, so it looks really
nice.
yeah. So hopefully we'll get to the next show that they have here. From what I've heard, people said they had a good time with it. I just so can't give you anything about that. If you want to hear more about that, go check out our buddies over at the Bruisers, Breakdowns, and Beards. Because I know that Kevin and Dallas both went, so they'll be able to give you a little bit more. They'll be able to give you a little bit more about that. All right, let's dive into it, Jamie. So you got numbers from last week, don't you?
I do. I really do.
There you go.
So we'll start off with the juggernaut that is also known as Monday Night Raw. Huh?
I don't think you can't even use that ironically anymore. I don't think, dude. I really don't think.
I mean, what are they gonna do now? Lily's gone.
I know. Well, Alexa's gone from what I read.
Because they're gonna repackage
she's taking a couple
her.
months off. Plus, she's getting married. I mean, taking a little bit of time
they're
for
probably
that.
gonna repackage her and put her back as the goddess because she was getting so much heat from everybody, getting Bray Wyatt chants and all that stuff when it wasn't even her fault.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It was not her fault. She did well with the material she had to work. To be fair, but
That's very true. Very, very true. All right. So Monday Night Raw actually was up. It was up 1.793 from 1.690. So a cool 100,000.
Now I'm gonna start pulling this in here. We talked about this before we started doing the podcast. Do you think that because there was the Packers and the Lions that could have played into it?
Oh.
It wasn't maybe the most desirable Monday Night Football game?
Yeah. Yeah, because no one wants to watch the Lions. Let's be real.
Unfortunate, the Lions are, yeah. I mean, last night was the Cowboys and the Eagles, and I saw the first quarter of it before we started recording, and it was a good game thus far. Crazy stuff happening and a big rivalry. So I don't know. It's because of the fall from grace, like we've talked about. I just wonder if the matchup on Monday night is going to have an adverse effect on.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. It's so many factors. It's the post pay-per-view. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, NXT was down slightly. Just a smidge, if you will. They were at 746, down from 770. So almost 24,000.
Okay, all
So
right.
not terrible. Not terrible at all.
I mean, here's what I view for that. I mean, I almost look at NXT as like Rampage. If you get 700, you're doing good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And you can't say that their next big guy, Braun Breaker, right? Braun Breaker?
I think I think that's how it's pronounced. Yeah.
Braun Breaker? They have another Braun? Jesus.
There was a lot of heat on that. I know from I can't remember who it was. If it was Bully Ray or if it was somebody on another one of those bigger podcasts was saying that was their big thing. It's like the whole Steiner thing. I know they didn't want to use Steiner. They didn't want to. Okay, cool, fine, whatever, right? It's like, but you call him Braun. You just got rid of a Braun who was one of your big push guys. Why? Why would you use the same?
It's dumb. Anyway, so AEW though, first night of Grand Slam, and they did some work, ladies and
Was
gentlemen.
it a Grand Slam?
They knocked it the hell out of the park. They were up 1.273 up from 1.175, so a cool 100,000. Plus, they crushed it in the demos again.
They destroyed the demo.
Yeah, like destroyed it. So they got everything. It was a clean sweep for them. Number one cable show on Wednesday night.
And they got a Metzger 5-star, which is incredibly rare, being that he just reverted more into Japanese wrestling for his rankings. He's so favorite. But Omega Danielson did get 5 stars. Oh, 5 stars.
It deserved it instantly. It was instant classic.
Yep. Well, we know that.
Yeah, that's why I don't like him. All right. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Impact was up. And for them, a big number. They were up 12,000. They were up to 117 from 105. And they deserve it.
This past week, most definitely. And we'll talk about Impact later on, and I'll explain why. Because it was a very good show. And I keep harping on this. If you're not watching Impact, go watch it. I signed up for their YouTube thing this past week, and finally, 99 cents a month is charged through your YouTube for your Google Pay. Easy peasy. $1 a month. Get a watch. No more bitching for me. I get to watch Impact every Thursday. Got to do it on YouTube.
Nice.
Done.
There you go.
There. No commercials. How great is that?
That's pretty sweet.
I mean, that's better than having it on TV.
That is. All right. And then the show that the place where it is looking for a contractual way to get out of their contract. They are actually looking to get away. That is SmackDown on Fox, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know if you heard that.
No. Before you get back up there, because I read a story yesterday about the relationship with Fox and WWE, and it seemed like from this story that they weren't, maybe, they were a little disappointed in the numbers, but overall they're really good. What's the story you're referring to?
I read that the relationship is incredibly strained, and they have not agreed with much that WWE has done, and they are investigating ways to either assist or desist.
That come out yesterday?
Yeah.
Or? Okay. So the story I read was on Sunday. It detailed like the Murdoch family and the McMahons having a 4-hour dinner in Vegas and all this stuff, and they weren't happy about Peacock getting promos, but they're cross promoting their stars on like NFL and stuff. So interesting. Well, what was their numbers? Because
they were up.
They were sold, and we say Fox, it matters, right? They were sold on 3 million. That was the promise. That condition. Yeah, that's what the assumption when they signed $1 billion over at events. What were they up to?
Well, this is one of their higher shows in recent memory. 2.243 up from 2.190.
Interesting.
So 50,000,
okay.
a little over 50.
50,000 in the go home show for Extreme Rules.
Yep.
Matt, that's a good jump.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. And then Rampage, surprisingly, was down a hair. Legit. 2,000 people.
Overall, it was down.
Overall, it was down, but their first hour crushed it.
Yeah. What was the number for the overall
The
again?
overall was 640, down from 642.
Oh, that's insignificant statistically. But the first hour I saw got 727,
Yeah.
which yeah, like 5 something the second hour. So, I mean, you can't beat a dead horse enough. It's not a good time slot. It
No,
really is.
but I mean the first hour had the Super Click, which they have a new shirt out, which is amazing, versus Jurassic Express, got it right this time, and Christian Cage. Then you also had CM Punk in the first hour. Like
You did right.
Okay, you knew what you were doing there.
Mm-hmm.
If you just had the 1 hour, it's 727.
Sure. And to be fair, I kind of like it being at an hour the way that it is. Where it is, an hour is perfect, I think. Because it goes to the 10 o'clock central hour, which is 11 o'clock. It goes up to like the late local news, basically. That's what it does.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's perfect. I think, you're going past that. You get whatever. So, interesting. Well, that's an update from our statistics for the week. Let's talk about Rampage, because Rampage, like we said, was night 2 of Grand Slam. Now, it wasn't a live show. They actually shot it on last Wednesday around Dynamite Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
So, good for that is they had the full 20,000 attendance, right? They had all that stuff. The bad is that the internet spoiled half this shit before it came out. So, I mean, it is what it is. And you opened with Powerhouse Will Hobbs versus the correctly dressed CM Punk.
Yeah. Very, very true.
I mean, I'm all for tweaking your appearance, and it's all good, and this and that, right? It is what it is, but I'm sorry, CM Punk in like full pants just looked weird. It looked weird. So Hobbs versus Punk. Punk looked pretty good. It's actually a pretty entertaining match. CM Punk, of course, got the win. What'd you expect, Hobbs? Come on.
Right.
Hobbs looked good. Hobbs looked legitimately good for what he was. You follow that up with a quick look at the women's division. So we've long talked about expanding the women's division, and Ruby Soho is a part of this. Hey, Ruby. And so on and so forth. Well, they had this little triple promo thing going on with Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, and Jade Cargill. And I'm like, that I didn't even register in my head. But yeah, that they've been setting this up for weeks now, and it's fucking brilliant because all three of them now have something to do. You can even, if you wanted to, you could even keep Ruby on with Britt for a little bit here. They did announce yesterday that Full Gear officially, no surprise, is in Minnesota, Minneapolis at the Target Center on Saturday, November 13th. So make of this what you will. But on the announcement graphic for it, they had just a smattering of stars, right? And you had CM Punk there, you had Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega. You didn't have some people, Young Bucks, some other stuff, which it is what it is. You did have Britt Baker, of course, front and center, and you had Thunder Rosa over on the right-hand side of the foreshadowing.
I think so.
Perhaps. They want to do a big cap off, is what we've heard, and I think though that keeping her in this kind of triple feud with Jade Cargill and Nyla, which does good for Jade, honest to God, does really good for Jade. It gives Rosa something to do before you move it over there. But anyway, it was good to see them actually invest a little bit. I think their women's division finally turned the corner, right?
Agreed.
It's turned the corner and it sees the straightaway. It's just got to get enough gas going, but I think it's good. Also, what came out over the weekend is that apparently TNT, or did this come out last week? Did we talk about this? I think we talked about this last time, but apparently they're going to have a secondary women's championship next year, and it's going to be, rumor is, the TBS Championship. So when they move to Dynamite to TBS, they'll have a TNT and a TBS. Yeah, I think we talked about that last time. After this, you had the match that everybody wanted to see, the Super Click. Young Bucks and Adam Cole
Baby.
versus Jurassic Boom. Versus, I didn't do it right. I fucked it up. Versus Boom. Versus Christian Cage, your Impact World Champion, FYI. And I don't get the look thing. I like Christian, I always have, but I've never understood the look thing.
He's always like,
I just don't.
looking for his peeps.
Like, who's he looking
for his peeps. That's how it started. Looking for his peeps.
looking for. Okay, touche.
Because at that point he
Christian
had
Cage
six.
he had 6 peeps.
6 peeps. That's it. Now he's up to dozens.
Okay, there's an inside joke there I'm missing, obviously.
Well, just say, like, when he was started that whole thing, like, no one really knew who he was, and so he's like looking for his peeps. He had 6 of them. That's about it. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Okay. I think you're just making up numbers.
Well, obviously, I am. I'm just saying.
I want to know the numbers. If anybody knows how many peeps Christian had to start, give me a number. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's get back on track. Christian Cage and Jurassic Express. So 6-man tag. All the good things.
Fun fact about Christian Cage. Do you know what his favorite holiday is?
Halloween.
Easter.
Peeps.
Boom. Dad jokes.
Wow, we're going full dad joke tonight. Look out.
That was great.
So this was a very entertaining match. Honest to God, this was great. We got to see quite a lot of enticing, crossings. You see Adam Cole and Jungle Boy square off, and they're going to go 1-1 this next Wednesday. Oof. Let's go.
That will be a great match.
Jungle Boy keeps ascending. He keeps looking better and better every week. And I mean, he's not a pubescent teen or something, but he does keep developing physically and becoming, maturing, more and more. Yeah. Not just as a wrestler, but as a man. Maybe that's Anna Jay doing it to him.
Yeah, working on his cardio, huh? So we're trying to get at.
I mean, hey. So at the end of the day, it was the Young Bucks and Adam Cole's Super Click that did get the win, but very, very entertaining.
It was.
Don Callis is back on commentary during this, and he had a lot of Stamford references. Whenever Christian was up there, he's the Stamford stooge and all this. Just kept kind of just give the little paring knife, little baby pokes, right?
Of course he did. I love Callis.
By the way, Adam Cole's finisher, the Shining Wizard, but the last ride, it's now called the Boom.
Oh, perfect. That's what it should have been called the whole time.
It is so good. It is so good. And that does remind me, we were talking about this last time because you were like, who was it that had the finisher that was renamed, and I could not remember it to save my damn life.
Damian Priest?
No, it was in AEW. It was this is gonna drive me crazy, so I have to find this out. Okay, I'll come back to this. When I remember it, you'll get just a random hair out of nowhere. Like, I remember what the thing was. Look out.
Ruby Soho's? Hi, Ruby.
Yes. Yeah, you can give a shout out to Ruby too. It was okay. I wrote it down somewhere, and I've already lost it. The No Future is what her kick is called.
That's great.
It is very good.
It's a terrible finisher.
Sex Pistols reference,
but a great name. Yeah, I got it instantly.
I'm not in love with. I've never been in love with the finisher. It's okay. It's not a finisher. I just don't think it's a finisher. I mean, I almost like her top rope senton better.
Yeah. You know it would be better? She did a goddamn lion tamer. Then she become my favorite wrestler.
I know, you get to join the club. So, anywho, so we got Ruby's finishers, the No Future, Adam Cole officially the Boom. That's great, so good. All right, so after that you had the Men of the Year. Your wife's favorite wrestler, All Ego Ethan Page, and Scorpio Sky which accompanied, of course, by Dan Lambert
Perfect.
versus Jericho and Jake Hager. Just Dan Lambert.
Yeah.
Start.
To start.
So this was an entertaining match. It went back and forth. It actually ended up with the Man of the Year winning.
Ooh.
A little bit of a distraction by Dan Lambert, of course. Just a little bit. Not a little bit of distraction, and got the win. And afterwards, out from all over the arena, from the crowd, come all the members of America's Top Team. You got Gina Dos Santos, you had Paige Van Zandt, everybody, and they all take turns beating the shit out of Jericho.
Yeah.
Paige is sitting there doing body shots. Everybody just beating the crap out of Jericho. I think you're going to see some of them wrestle. I really do.
I think so. To that point, I think if Paige Van Zandt became a wrestler, she would be huge.
I think she's got it in her. She's moved on from MMA. She does the bare knuckles thing, right? But they do like two, 3 matches a year.
Yeah, she should train to become a wrestler. Oh man, that'd be so great. Her, and then maybe
and bring her husband in too. Like her and her husband would be like a great like a power couple team. That'd be a good throwback. I think it'd be
Ethan
awesome.
Page said that on his vlog. I don't disagree.
I think they'd be great. He's got a good look too.
All
him,
tatted
and,
up. Yeah.
It's so funny because he's just like neck everything, and she's not.
Yeah, she's
all.
like girl next door. Hi, I baked you some cookies.
It's kind of like Cameron Diaz married Benji Madden from Good Charlotte, and you're like, well, okay, one of them knows the way around a tattoo shop, and the other not so much. But hey, who am I to complain about stuff like that? I think it'd be. I honestly God think you're going to see some of them wrestle.
Oh, for sure.
Really do.
That'd be great.
Maybe not full time, but a little bit. That'd be cool. All right. So after that, you have the Hardy Family Office versus the Lucha Bros and Santana and Ortiz. And so Hardy Family Office was what was it? Hybrid 2 or was it Butcher and Blade or Hybrid 2?
Hybrid 2 and Private Party, right?
Private Party. It was Private Party for sure. I think it was Private Party and Hybrid.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Butcher and Blade were doing other things.
Yeah. So if I'm wrong, just yell at me, give me a tweet, whatever. Whatever. But this was cool as hell because, like we had said, that's what we want to see. We want to see the rekindling of the Lucha Bros, Santana and Ortiz feud, and see them kind of team up together was cool. They did a bunch of like quad spots together to start off, which was so good looking. There was a double backflip plus a double tope suicida all at the same time onto all 4 of the men outside the ring going into the commercial break. So it was great. No surprise. A lot of tonight was definitely no surprise. Maybe just except for Minute of the Year. No surprise they won this match. Your World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Bros, and Proud and Powerful. So after that, I don't get this. So, no, it was Butcher and Blade. Now I remember, because I do have a note here. So it was Butcher and Blade. After the match, though, Hardy, he tried to get some, anyway, he got kind of like scared off because he sent Jack Evans after Orange Cassidy, who came out to distract Hardy because Hardy was distracting the ref. And then they were backstage like immediately after the match. They didn't stick around ringside to see the conclusion of the match. And Hardy is furious at Orange Cassidy and keeps going on about this hair. Orange Cassidy is not known for his hair. I don't understand where the hair thing is coming from.
I don't either.
But he does issue a hair versus hair challenge match for Matt Hart, for Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans in a hair versus hair match. He offers up Jack Evans' hair, which I found that at least a little bit funny.
That's fairly
other than
funny,
that,
yeah.
I mean, they've been feuding anyway. Why we're bringing Orange Cassidy's hair in? And his character, you shave like a monk into his head or whatever. He'd just be like, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
That's his shtick.
Whatever.
He doesn't care about his hair. Anywho, Sammy and Fuego promo interrupted by a Miro promo. Miro literally kills Fuego del Sol. I mean, so their promo was important. They came out there doing the promo on the ramp, right? And here comes Miro. Miro jumps them both, and from the top, and it was a different stage that they had. They had the big video board down the middle. For those of you who hadn't seen Dynamite from last week or this past Rampage, the whole ramp was the video board. They didn't have the traditional 2 video monitors, and it was a lot higher than usual. He threw Fuego So from the top of that onto a table on the ground. It was easily like 12 feet up. It was impressive looking. So he murders Fuego. That's going to be a hell of a match. I want to see that be a series. I want to see. Here's what I want to see next week. It'd be great to see Sammy win it, right? Sure. Cool, right? I want to see it not be a clean finish, and we continue that. And then we just get a bonkers payoff at Full Gear between the two.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I think that's more of the old school WWE in me, because that's 6 weeks away. So we'll see what happens. Fair reminder, next week's Dynamite is in Rochester, and we've been saying for sure something's going to happen. And it's going to be either Dark Order related or potentially Dark Order / TNT or just TNT title related. The TNT title is kind of like it's in a manner speaking, it's the Brody Lee Memorial title without a better.
It is now, yeah.
It really is. They retired the red belt to -1, So, I don't know. Just throwing that out there, but they are feuding for the title next week in Rochester. So that should be interesting. So,
Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you read the story about him over the weekend about his option apparently that he had? So, okay, if you go by the calendar, he is not up on his 90-day no-compete to the end of October. So right before Full Gear. But from what sources say, and this is reported by Fightful Select and a few others, right? So this is, several different people are saying that apparently his contract had where Bray Wyatt, Wyndham had the option to decline the no-compete. He wouldn't get paid for the 90 days because it's more or less like a severance is what the 90 days no-compete ends up being. You can't compete for 90 days, but you get more or less 90 days pay, right? He could decline it, not get paid for that, but be available immediately, which is why there's so much speculation about him potentially being there in Rochester this week. He's amped up his Twitter game in the past week as well. He's posted pictures of him with the Wyatt family and just cryptic tweets here and there. So he's either, and to be fair, he's either masterfully playing all of us or he's going to show up and do something cool, be leader of the Dark Order in Rochester.
He can't be the leader of Dark Order. He's not the one. He's not the chosen one. He's not Neo.
Is he? Because there is a somewhat canonical history with Brody Lee and him. It's easy to write it. It's very easy to write it. It is,
but he's not the prince that was promised.
I know, but okay, hear me out here.
Don't Game of Thrones me. Don't take me down one path, and then next thing you know, boom.
Here's my point with this. I don't think we're, it could be anything. We might not see Wyndham at all, and we could see Hangman come back, right, or something, right? But let's say that for sake of argument, Wyndham shows up, he pulls that, and if he's in line with Brody Lee and Brody Lee's philosophy as a character, Brody Lee would not be happy with the Dark Order as it exists today.
Oh, no.
They're too friendly. They're too positive. Their face, it's not what he wanted. So here comes Wyndham to get them back on the path that Brody Lee set forth, right? And then who's the only one that can come bring them out of that funk? Hangman Adam Page. He realizes his true calling is to bring out the Dark Order. And he rescues them from Wyndham. That's because that was before Brody died. That was from what the rumor was that was the long-term story plan for this Dark Order thing was in the works for Hangman for a while, right? That he was going to be the good to counter Brody Lee's evil and take him out before moving on to Kenny Omega and that, right? That would be the thing. And they kind of adjusted it, accordingly, of course, after Brody Lee passed. But they could more or less pick that part of the story back up with Wyndham as the leader of the Dark Order.
Yeah.
It's a thought. Honest to God, I don't think we're going to see Wyndham on Wednesday.
I don't either. I'd like to, but I think
it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility. And maybe he just tries to get the Dark Order to follow him, Maybe that could be the shtick. He's more or less a salesman pitching a thing. And then Hangman comes back, whenever that is. Probably Virginia, right? Hangman comes back full gear. Who knows? And he's pitching the other side of the story. You could even have the Dark Order split. You never know, right? Let's see. I hope they don't split them. No matter what, don't split the Dark Order. Guys, give us a comment down below. Give us a tweet. We want to hear what you guys think. Because we've gone like 8 different booking ways on this.
In a matter of 10 minutes.
In a very short amount of time. What are your guys' thoughts, hopes, and projections for Dark Order? Book it. Give us a comment. Give us a tweet. Let us know. Speaking of Dark Order, you had a quick little Andrade promo, right? And he kayfabed out why he kicked away Chavo. So Chavo's actually filming TV. That's why he's not here.
Yeah,
he's he's like some sort of like consultant for something. But your next match was Dark Order member 99 Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford.
Penelope.
Penelope, you're in Club Dread. Yes, of course you have. They're just continuing this on here. This is decent enough. It was an okay match. Penelope looked really good, actually. Yeah. Anna Jay is still getting back into the swing of things, and brass knuckles thrown into the ring by the bunny. Penelope uses the brass knuckles. Afterwards, Tay Conti comes out, and is then the interesting thing here. So Tay Conti comes out, and then they're answered by the entirety of the HFO. All of the Hardy family office comes out, which brings out Statlander and Orange Cassidy, and then the whole Dark Order. And they're all in the ring, and it's all of the Dark Order. And they chew away HFO, right? And they're sitting there. You've got, Tay and Anna, Statlander, Orange, all the Dark Order, and then 10 goes to shake Uno's hand. And everybody just shake the hand. Even Stu. Stu is like, shake the hand. And Uno just can't do it. Backs out of the ring. And then, Stu then goes to follow him up and try and bring him back, right? And he just won't do it. And he follows Uno out all the way. So Uno is very much being the resisting piece. So
interesting.
More Dark Order booking, put it in the mix. Love it. So the post match for this is better than the match itself. Unfortunately, it wasn't the greatest. And then you end the night with Suzuki Gun, which is Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer playing all of his songs. Not going to mess that up again. Versus Moxley and Eddie Kingston in a lights out street fight. And this is just go from the start. Mm-hmm. All the weapons. Lance Archer just murdering things. At one point in time, he just goes out to the ring and starts just beating the shit out of each of the wrestling attendants. Then he goes back to their match. Then he goes back and beats them up again. And then piles them up in a big pile. And then gets in the ring and then throws, I think it was Moxley, over into the group of attendants he had amassed on the outside.
Oh my God.
Lance Archer's amazing. Yeah. He's so good.
He is.
He's so good. Which is ironic because in real life, he's apparently like the nicest guy, like a super Christian, thing. It's just like it doesn't equate. But this looked great. At the end of the day, and at one point in time, they duct taped Moxley's hands behind him, and then just beat the crap out.
Perfect.
So they were saved though by a special surprise appearance by one Homicide, who is one of Eddie Kingston's oldest friends. Yes,
Yeah.
Homicide from old original LAX and the newest variant of LAX, whatever it is. But he's in Ring of Honor, MLW,
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor now. And if I'm wrong, just somebody tell him. Let me know. But he shows up, got some scissors, cuts them, and helps them get the win. So, an appearance. I don't think Homicide's not all elite, but he made an appearance. It was cool.
It's good to see him.
And that was your show.
Yeah.
That was your show. It was a good show. It was, once again, some of it was some fluff, and a lot of it was set up. Yeah. So, whereas Dynamite was definitely like probably the best, Dynamite they've had in ever. This was awesome. This is great. So, I give it a big thumbs up. I'm not gonna give it a rating because, whatever.
Okay.
All right. Oh, next we're gonna do a student in Japan.
All right.
So
yes.
G1 nights, whatever through whatever happened.
G1 climax. All right. We're gonna start off with some injury news, ladies and gentlemen. Before we even get to move on, this one kind of hurts. Tetsuya Naito is out.
Injury news that kind of hurt.
I know you like that. Thank you.
Hey.
He's out. He sustained the injury in his opening match against Zack Sabre Jr. He's got meniscus and MCL damage. No timetable on his return right now.
Oh, that's not a timetable. Ooh, that's going to be at least 6 months.
Yeah. So as for the tournament, they have decided that they are not going to replace him, but rather Nato's matches will be counted as losses via forfeit versus his opponents and automatic 2 points.
Oh, okay. So that helps Sabre.
Yeah, that helps. I mean, well, he already had the 2 points, but everybody else.
Oh, he did beat. Okay, I thought he lost.
No,
okay.
he actually beat him. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and start with night 4, and night 4 had.
Wait a minute. You did 1 and 2 last.
Yeah, you can't find night 3 anywhere.
Night 3 didn't happen. Okay, whatever.
I don't think it did. I think night 3 was not a part of the tournament for real. Because it kind of makes sense. So, because we have Block A.
Okay.
So Block A is going this time, and we have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Hiroki Goto. Tanahashi gets the dub.
Easy pick.
Tamataga versus Chase Owens. Tama's on the board with a win.
Ah, there you go.
And then Jeff Cobb versus Yoshihashi. Jeff Cobb is now 2-0.
God, I love Jeff Cobb. He's so underrated.
Yep. And then Tachi and Sonata go at it, and Tachi wins. And then you have arguably the match of the night, maybe the match of the tournament, and Evil versus Okada. Evil's 1-0. Okada is 0-1. Well, now they are both 1-1.
They're even.
Yeah. Okada got it. Yeah, that was really, really good.
I've been brushing up on my Evo lately, man.
He's good.
At first I didn't quite. I was like, oh, whatever. I'm not gonna like this guy. And then I actually start watching his. I'm like, okay, I'm in. Now.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Evil. Like you watch
Darkness Club. Let's go.
Like I mean, he's what I'm into. Next thing you know, he's gonna have some girl looks like the woman from Audition, and it's all over, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't watched that movie, don't or do. Viewer discretion is completely advised. All right, so then we have night 5. Night 5 had some good matches. So Great Okan versus Takahashi, Yujiro Takahashi, that is, and Great Okan actually gets the W on that one. Tonga Loa versus Toru Yano, and Toru Yano actually gets the win there.
Oh, okay.
Tomohiro Ishii versus Kenta. And Kenta actually got the win, which I was very
Ah,
surprised
that
by.
surprised me.
And then
Yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. is on a hot streak. He beats Ibushi.
I mean, I know I'm jumping the gun way earlier on this. Do you think maybe they're setting up Saber to win this thing?
It's kind of feeling that
I mean,
way.
that's an upset if it does, but not really when you think about it, because he is a skyrocketing
Yeah,
star. He
yeah.
really
So
is.
here are your standings, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. So Great Okan is 4-0 because they've already gave him the Tetsuya Naito win. Okay.
Sure.
Zack Saber's 3-0. Toru Yanu's 3-1. Kenta's 3-1. Shingo Takagi, who didn't go this time, is 2-1 because he goes later. Takahashi is 2-2. Ibushi's 2-2. Tongaloa is 1-2. Ishii is 1-3, and of course Tetsuya Naito is 0-9, which ouch. But then Block B, this is interesting. Okada's number 1 right now and 2-0. Jeff Cobb's right there as well, 2-0. Tachi's 2-0. Evil's 1-1. Sonata's 1-1. Tanahashi's 1-1. Tamatonga's 1-1. Yoshihashi, Hiroko Gadu, and Chase Owens are all 0-2. So
So that group's a night behind.
yes, they have one more night
Okay.
to go. So that happens Wednesday, and then Wednesday,
Okay.
yeah. So Wednesday's matches will be Tachi versus Evil, Sonata versus Chase Owens, Hiroko Gado versus Jeff Cobb, Hiroyoshi Tanahashi versus Tamatonga, and Okada versus Yoshihashi. So that is the matches there for Wednesday morning when we wake up. Basically, it's going to be going down. So they got a lot of good
Okay.
shit coming, man. But yeah, it looks. Whew, this is totally setting up for either Great O'Con or Zack Sabre to come out of A Block. I really feel like the wins that Zack Sabre has gotten, it's him. Like he feels like he's coming out of there. Him and Okada or him and Cobb. That would be great.
I think it'd be him and Okada. I don't think you're gonna have Saber and Cobb at the end. Just my guess.
I agree because this is fantasy booking Jamie here. So this is what I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking him and Okada are gonna go at it because Cobb loses to Okada to propel Okada to the championship. Well,
Right.
Jeff Cobb's gonna come out and help Zack Sabre win the thing, and he's gonna officially join the United Empire.
Oh, really? You think so? Because there's already two UE members in there. Because what was it? Okan, isn't he the question mark face guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in United. He's in the UE, and then of course Cobb is as well.
Yep.
Interesting. See, I tend to think Saber's gonna feud with. Doesn't he have a match set up against Osprey?
Osprey's over in the United States right now.
Oh, that's right. Oh no, I know where you're going. I'm not trying to run you off of where you're going with that. We're gonna get back to United Empire in a second, but I did read an excerpt that was from. Oh God, I can't remember if it was Danielson or Adam Cole, but one of them said that one of their dream matches they want to do as soon as they can is versus Zack Sabre Jr. Either one, I'm like, yes, please.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yes, show me that right
Yeah,
now.
and honestly, like if he does go United Empire, which I think would be absolutely phenomenal, dude, Will Ospreay's growing the ranks here in the United States.
Yes, yeah. Tell me about
so
this. This was unexpected AF.
Yeah, so we just talked about his promotion in England that he's associated with. He got that tag team.
Yeah, the Aussie
Open.
Aussie Open.
Yes, he got Aussie Open. Well, he just now got a former WWE alum, TJP. TJP is officially
X Division champion. Yes,
is a part of the UE. Insane.
That's it. If I'm not mistaken, he's the first American member of the United Empire.
He is 100%
right?
the first American.
Very interesting, because especially considering he's from the he kind of like associated with the LA Dojo, and at whatever there
Resurgence.
are Resurgence. God, they're too similar. All these goddamn pay-per-views. At Resurgence, when Ospreay had his big, comeback, he was just digging into the LA Dojo and TJP included. So very interesting. Very interesting. Now their ranks are just loaded now.
Yeah, they're trying to get big enough to go toe to toe with the Bullet Club.
The Bull Club, and show me that.
Yeah, and in addition to this, like if we can switch gears just a little bit and go back to Bullet Club, Jay White is gunning for Tomohiro Ishii.
I
Like
know he is,
hardcore, and they're setting up where those two could have the never open weight championship match coming up. Those two. Ooh wee.
And I saw a thing too that Jay White said that, Bullet Club, where basically he was trying to light a fire in the Bullet Club and said they might have to do some, trimming of the fat or whatever. I can't remember what coin of phrase he.
Yeah.
Well, whether you know it or not, that's a fantastic segue that I want to go in to talk about Impact Wrestling.
Ooh, okay.
So Impact Wrestling this past week, the numbers were up. Now you might think that's not a lot, right? Why are you still talking
For them,
about
it is.
It's really for them it's like 20% or 15%. But we're gonna keep talking about it because it's really damn good. And if it wasn't good, we won't talk about it. But definitely, I think it's worth checking out. I know we have some Twitter friends there that got some beef for showing their love for Impact Wrestling, and it's like what you like and see. Don't watch what you don't want to. But I highly recommend, especially if you like AEW and you want something that it's not the same as AEW, but the wrestling is fantastic. So. It starts off with, this is the fallout from Victory Road, right? So, FYI, Bound for Glory is the next pay-per-view. It's one of their major pay-per-views. There will be a pay-per-view title contended on this very program for Bound for Glory. I'm looking to steal that away from the one who shall not be named. Hashtag not my champion. And I'm actually making a belt. I'm going arts and crafts shit on here, and I'm actually going to make a little like toy belt out of it. All right. So after my quick trip to Joanne Fabrics, it's on, but that's going to be on October 23rd. And I remember I made mention of this a few weeks back because there's 2 weeks in October, the 16th and the 23rd, that AEW is doing Saturday Night Dynamite. I believe it's the start of the hockey season, so they're doing I'm pretty sure that's what it is, right? But regardless, they're doing 2 nights where they're going to be doing 2 weeks we're going to be doing Saturday Night Dynamites. The 23rd is one of them. And you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. That's not very good, playing, because that's Bound for Glory, right? Bound for Glory has a 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central start.
Interesting.
So they're starting immediately after Dynamite. Smart, and it tells you the relationship's still good for them. So, and it's going to be live in Vegas. They're going to be at Sam's Club. And then I don't know if they're permanently, but at least they're doing tapings after that in the next couple weeks. So there was talk that they were going to move their base of operation for production to Vegas, do it out of the Sam's Club casino. So it's a little bit of a bigger spot, and it's a better spot than, honest to God. Let's be. So anyway, just want to put that out there. So that's 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central, after Dynamite on the 23rd. So the show opens up with Josh Alexander and Scott D'Amore. Basically, he has to relinquish he invoked option C, so he has to give in, or what is it? He has to abandon.
Relinquish.
Thank you. I'm looking for a word there. As a relinquish the X Division title, and of course Christian Cage comes out, and little staring match and everything, and then Ace Austin comes out, and he's barking and screaming something fierce, and so that's your main event: Ace Austin versus Alexander. First match of the night, though, is, speaking of the Bullet Club, is one Hakuliu versus David Finn. Of course, you got Juice Robinson and you got, Chris Bay on the side. But I'm just throwing this out there. Chris Bay is a Bullet Club member that is on Impact Wrestling. Jay White has been seen on Impact Wrestling. He recruited him into the Bullet Club. EJP is an Impact Wrestling wrestler as well, who's now in the United Empire. Just gonna drop that. Just gonna drop that grenade. Hopefully, it blows up one day, and we can talk about the potential booking gasm that could follow. So anyway, this is a pretty good. This is a good entertaining match. Continuing this feud that's been going on a little bit. Finn Juice versus the Bullet Club, whatever. And David Finlay ends up getting the win. That's not really the story. There's so much going on the outside of the ring between, Juice and Bay. And they're both trying to do their little things and this and that. And after the match, of course, all four men brawling in the ring. And then, luckily, another Bullet Club member is in the house. Here comes El Phantasmo to make the save. Awesome. Back in the Impact Zone.
Love me some El Phantasmo.
I love him so much. And I think it's the first time actually meeting with Chris Bay. So he's fully indoctrinated because, he turns around, he kind of just gives him that, hey, we get to meet, buddy, and gives Bay a big old hug. So love to see it there. So Bullet Club running roughshod in Impact Wrestling. Love to see it. Love to see it.
That's awesome.
Rohit Raju versus Chelsea Green, the match you didn't know you wanted to see next.
Nice.
Rohit gets the win thanks to an interference and distraction by returning member of the Desi Hitmen, Raj Singh. So there's that.
Interesting.
Shira's out. He injured his knee a couple weeks back or whatever. So he's apparently out for a little bit. So Raj Singh is coming back. Then you get Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan. They're on a warpath, and they're buddy teaming up now. So they go and they beat the shit out of Moose, right? Beat the shit out of the Moose. Now they're looking for W. Morris. You get William Mack and Witch Swan versus Brian Myers, and he's going to choose a member. He now has he's had Sam Beal. He's picked up a couple other little guys, kind of similar to Sam Beal, and it's called Myers Learning Tree. That's his faction name, the Learning Tree. Impact knows how to do faction names. They really do. NXT could learn a thing or two from them. Just saying.
Yeah.
His tag team partner for this match, though, is not one of the current members of the Learning Tree. It's his newest member, VSK. We've seen before. Yeah, and I'm a fan of VSK.
Yeah.
I was before he joined on, and so it's great to see him in Impact again. It was great. It was good. Swan and Willie Mack get the win. Then you got a Mickie James promo. So Mickie James comes out, calls out Deonna Purrazzo, and they go back and forth, bitching, a little bit of bitch fest back and forth, this and that. And Mickie challenges for the Impact title at Bound for Glory. To wit, Deonna says no.
Of course. Of course.
Why would she, is what she said. And then Scott D'Amore comes out and said, I said before that wrestlers don't make matches, but they also don't turn them down. So I'm making that match. So for the Women's Championship at Bound for Glory, Deonna Purrazzo defending against Mickie James. Mickie James is second match back because she wrestled at
Empower, didn't she?
She wrestled at Empower?
I think so.
No. She wrestled at NWA 73.
That's right. The night after. That's right.
I was like, she put on Empower. So she wrestled there. So anyway, but her first time seeing her back in Impact, and that is cool and all this. Eddie and Sammy find W. Morrissey. They're going to have a street fight again next week, hopefully to end this and move everybody on to different things. Although it's interesting seeing Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards buddy cop it together, because it's not going to last.
Oh, 100%.
It's not. But it's interesting. They make announcements for stuff coming up, right? So over the next couple weeks, there's going to be 3 triple threat matches. And the winners of those triple threat matches will meet at Bound for Glory in a triple threat match for the X Division title. That's nice. I mean, we just said we had Ultimate X. We can't have another one. So this is the next best thing. So next week is your first triple threat match. And it is the winner of the BTI match this week. It was a Laredo Kid It'll be John Schuyler again. He is going to be in the triple threat match. Just listen to this match. Laredo Kid, Trey Miguel, and a debuting Alex Zane, formerly Ari Sterling from NXT.
Yeah.
The guy who everybody said this kid is going to be a future just megastar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just got buried and then dropped. It's going to be interesting. And Alex Zane, I remember their right names. Alex Zane is actually, I saw a couple days ago, was announced for the next St. Louis Anarchy show as well. So he's doing the indie circuit, right?
Nice.
And he's going to be wrestling Everett Connors.
Oh, that should be a good one.
That'll be entertaining. So definitely going to watch that on Twitch. Journey number 2 Anarchy on Twitch. Twitch.tv. So that's your first triple threat match. More to be announced later. Also, they've already taped this, but coming up on the 9th of October is the Knockouts all-women pay-per-view thing. And they have a 8-women's knockout tournament where the winner of that tournament is one of those, we're going to do it all on the same night, right? And the winner of that tournament will get a title shot against a future title shot for the Knockouts Championship. The only person I've seen announced for that officially is Mercedes Martinez.
Oh.
Like I said, there's a lot of good stuff in Impact. Your main event was a good one too. Ace Austin and Josh Alexander. It's never not good. It was another good match. It was very good. Alexander, of course, gets the victory. You know, they're building up everything for him and Christian. And then after the match, they brawl with Christian, which has to get broken up by the Fallen Angel, Christopher Dan.
He
had a
little
you see his
promo on being the elite.
I was going to ask you about his video. Yeah, he also had a video he released sometime over the weekend or late last week, I think. No, it was before. It was before Impact last week. So sometime middle of the week last week, he had released a video that kind of was very cryptic and talking about history and legacy and falling down and getting back up. You know, all sorts of fallen stuff, right? He showed up. He laid out everybody in the ring and then stood victorious on the corner. Kind of ominously in his kind of like fallen angel. The fallen angel was like kind of a dark prophet type of character back at the height of TNA. For those of you who are not familiar with Christopher Daniels' old work. I loved
so did I.
It was one of the reasons I really got into TNA too. Like that character was.
His eye's still jacked up too, isn't it?
I think his eye's permanently jacked up.
Wow.
Or it's just a contact he's doing, and he's put as a swerve on us all. But I think his eye's permanently jacked up.
That's insane.
I think that's correct. Somebody tell me if I'm right. That was Impact. Impact was very good. Bullet Club, El Phantasmo. Lots of cool announcements. New people debuting. Christopher Daniels showing up. I mean, this is some good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best $12 a year. It's $1 a month. Sign up for their thing. It'll help them out quite a bit. I heard they were doing the way they're going to rating shows as well. They're going to be taking a lot more streaming and DVR into consideration than the Nielsen ratings. So that can only help shows like Impact AEW and the
Yeah, you would
anyhow,
think.
I know we do. All right. So that was the weekend in wrestling. I believe, I'm trying to think we missed anything else. Oh, there was a GCW emo night happened as well. Effie is now officially a champion. He won the internet championship from Matt Cardona.
Yep, and he's already got shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. They're so good too.
He does. He does. Yeah, we talk about Danhausen, but Cardona is just all over the shirts. So.
Yeah. And Effie's even got one like of the spiked hair and everything. It's pretty great.
Oh, of course, that's great. Oh, love us some Effie. I'm so glad we got to see Effie live because we've been wanting to for a bit, and he's so good. And unfortunately, I don't think we'll get to see him. And he's a little bit too big right now for Journey Pro.
For now, I mean Danhausen, you never know. Get Big Show.
You never know. Well, speaking of Journey Pro, did you see the crypticness that's been going on Journey Pro's Twitter?
Yes, trying to figure out everything there myself. Personally, I'm stumped.
So go ahead and explain to everybody, since you have it pulled up there. So they had released, they're teasing for their October show.
Yes, they're teasing for their October show. All they said was spooky season, announcements soon. That's all they said, spooky season. And season's SZN. They haven't really done anything else other than that. One of the things that was pretty fun is Anaya of the Howlets. He literally says, I'm not playing Saw to find the damn venue. Because the last thing was like you had to find the venue as word of mouth. Well, then of course Journey Pro replies with a GIF of the Saw of want to play a game, and there you go.
And he's like, oh yeah. Somebody said, yeah. There's lots of wild speculation out there about this, but I don't know. So you think that the Z is critical in figuring out what the secret is? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
They do everything incredibly intentional.
Walter and DJ are very cryptic and intentional. You are correct.
So the season with the SZN makes me think of something. Makes me.
You think it's got to be something involved with that? Okay.
I don't know.
Well, we'll break it down. Once we get news about it, we'll let you know. Before we get closer to the show, whenever that is. I mean, October's this weekend starts October, so it'll be sometime in October. If we get enough time before the show, we'll try and get Walter or DJ on. I know DJ said he keeps wanting to try here, but
Well, one of the things too, like I'm thinking, so like they're really good with names and all that, and Halloween Kills is coming out here shortly. Which, if you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. It looks amazing, by the way. They even have some Halloween 3 references in there, which I really like. The masks. They show a whole bunch of kids wearing those masks, and it's like, oh man, I want one of those. So
those of you listening, I just want to let you know, Jamie is explaining this whole trailer with the biggest shit-eating grin on his face. You don't understand how much this really gets him off.
I love really scary shit. I can't help it.
It's great. She's like a little kid in a candy store. I just loved it. I had to let our listeners know that. So please go ahead.
I'm thinking they're going to name it Journey Pro Kills.
Okay.
And I assume we're going to see the Howlets in action, and it'll be the start of the Ticket to Ride. It's going to be the start of everything.
It has to be. So they're doing the both tickets to rides. I don't know how to pluralize that. I just fucked that up. But the singles and the tag team tournaments will both be starting.
Yep.
They have to finish up. They're finishing up in December.
Yeah. So, people like Manders have tickets. Heidi Howitzer's got tickets. Kenny
Alfonso's got several tickets.
He's got the most tickets out of anybody. So, I mean, there's quite a few, and they only get to enter into one, which is pretty smart. But, which I'm really looking forward to it. I would love to see what they do with this. They got us on the last one. I thought that was really cool. So we'll see. I'm really excited to see what's going on.
Yeah, let's see what
maybe
they got.
Wyndham Rotunda will show up. I doubt it. I'm making shit up.
Him and Braun Strowman, him and Adam Shearer show up together just obliterate everybody.
Kansas City, just because they like Kansas City barbecue. I mean, which reminds me, I need to start messaging JD Drake.
Have they sold out?
Yeah.
Do you know? I don't think. Oh, they did sell out.
They sold out Friday.
Right. Good. We're talking about, of course, for those of you not in town here, Dynamite's come in on November 3rd.
Correct.
Yes. All right. I look at my calendar here. I'm like, is that the right date? Yes. November 3rd is coming back to Kansas City. And for those of you who remember our all-out travel vlog, if you would, there's definitely some beef going on here. Maybe even some pork between Jamie and JD Drake about the better barbecue. And a challenge had been laid down, and now they're coming to Kansas City. So Jamie's we're going to try and follow through. We're going to try and Jamin's going to try to indoctrinate a Carolina man into Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah, 100%. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think what you need to do is you need to take him on. You need to more or less kidnap his ass for like 2.5, 3 hours and do a tour. We're going by Gates. We're going by Jack Stack. We're going by Joe's, and just stuff him full of all of it.
I mean, that would be amazing. Like, go to each one and get like a little bit of something, just so he could have the Jack Stack beans, and
yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's like, hey, I tell you what, we'll bring it to you, and you and I will go pick up at different places and meet.
But
up
he needs to go to Gates
somewhere.
and get yelled at, man.
You have to get the experience at Gates. And to be truthful, if you go to the original Joe's too, it's
The gas
fantastic
station,
because
absolutely.
it's the gas station. It's so good. Jack Stack's fan. I think I like Jack Stack overall the most because
They're the most well-rounded for sure.
And the one at the Crossroads is the Stockyards one is probably my favorite one. It's got a great atmosphere, but it doesn't have like that gritty authenticity that like Gates or like the gas station Joe's has, right? Yeah. Just a little bit different. Yeah.
So
anyway, we'll keep you updated on that here. Lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff happening. Yeah. So do you have anything else you want to do?
No, that was a lot for everybody to digest there, and we have a big Wednesday.
We do. You were flirting with an impossible game. We'll save it for Wednesday because we potentially, like I said, we have some guests that we're trying to get on here, and we're just trying to align our schedules. Maybe this coming Wednesday, it may be next Tuesday. Wednesday is when we record, so Thursday. But we got Dynamite coming up this week, so we'll be back on Thursday regardless. But be sure to subscribe, follow on wherever you're listening to us. If you want another avenue, another way, you can just bookmark www.totalspotfest.com. So we will be back on Thursday to talk about Dynamite from Rochester, and like I said, upcoming next few episodes here, when we get more information about Journey to Pro, we will be sure to relay that on to you. We will be having some guests, and whenever we do figure out when that is, follow us on Twitter. We'll tweet it out. We'll let you guys know ahead of time that we're going to have special guests show up. So that's what we got. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching and listening. Jamie, anything else before you take us on?
No, we're good.
Let's do it.
If you're not down with Total Spot Fest, I got one word for you. Run.
Okay. Not your best, but
oh, come on, that was a nice rotunda call out.
If you had an actual candle, it would have been great.
I have a little thingamabobber here. See, this is my light. See, but see.
That's why I was like,
I thought it was great.
The effort. I'll give you an A for effort.
It's super solid.
All right, guys, that's it. We'll see you next time.
Fine, peace.